Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show with you my oldest plant. This plant has been with me for forever. Since I was a little child, my parents got it from someone and it stayed with us. It's not the same plant. It's not the same specimen, but it's a great grandchild of that plant, because this plant produces seeds which are very easy to sow. It is very easy to propagate, but about that I will tell you in a moment. Right now I will tell you what it is. It is Haemanthus katherinae, or Scadoxus multiflorus. Not the pelargonium at the background, no, not this one. It's this plant here. It's a very interesting plant. If you want to search my channel, I showed it to you already more than once. I showed it to you with flowers, and I showed it to you when it splits, and it has a very interesting growth pattern. So this is the body of the plant. Right now it has 5 leaves, and at one point, somewhere next year, it will split. There will be a little slit here in the trunk in this trunk here, and a new plant will start growing. If the plant is happy, it might have 5 or 6 or 7, I think even 8 leaves. But if the plant is unhappy, it might reduce the number of leaves to 4. Okay, so there will be a new growth, a new trunk like that, growing from a slit in this trunk. And this entire plant, these entire 5 leaves, will dry out and fall. So this process happened already this year. So this is an offspring, if I can say that. It's the same plant, but another incarnation of the same plant, let's put it this way. It happened already earlier in June. I didn't show it to you, but I am showing you the plant right now. Okay, it has a flower bud, which makes me really happy. Not always does it grow flowers, so not every year, and this year it will. It's a flower bud. It will grow very tall, about as tall as the plant itself, and it will be like a globe consisting of multiple bright orange flowers that will be growing at the tip of that stem, flowering stem, and they will form a globe, really nice, spectacular flower. And then the flowers will, if they are pollinated, and I will make sure they are, I will do it myself. If the flowers are pollinated, they will produce bright red fruits, which I will be able to sow. In each fruit there will be 2 seeds, but the seeds do not need to be taken out of the fruit. The fruit needs to be sown in the ground entirely as a fruit. And the thing is that you cannot really preserve those seeds, those fruits. They have to be sown right after they are ripe. If you wait too long, they will simply die and they will be not viable anymore. Okay, so it's a very interesting plant. Actually, my sister and I are the only people in the world that I know that have this flower. When I was a child, there was a window when I was on one of the streets. There was a window on the first floor where I saw this plant. I grew up in Poland, and keeping plants, house plants, was a norm. Like it was almost a must for everybody to have house plants. So I was peeking into the windows of when I was passing by, of the houses, when I was passing by on the apartment buildings on the main floor or first or second floor. And in one of those windows there was this plant, but I didn't know those people. So my mom when I lived with my mom when I was a child, and that anonymous person in that apartment where I saw the plant were the only two people in the world that I knew that have this plant, and then my sister and we have them as well. I have only one specimen, and I got it from my sister at one point. Okay, but this is the same lineage, the same well, it's not a clone, but it's the same line of a genetical line. Okay, Scadoxus multiflorus, very nice plant. If you ever have it, don't water it too much, and don't water it too much in the winter, especially in the winter. Let it stay, water it just once in a very, very long while, and it will tell you when it's thirsty. It will start getting a little bit yellow, and if the leaves here start getting yellow at the end of the winter, beginning of spring, that's okay, because that means it's time to water it more, and it's time for the plant to split and to grow a new plant. Sometimes it might happen that the plant will wilt, and the only viable thing will be the bulb at the bottom. So don't be discouraged. It will eventually grow a new plant. This plant is from South Africa, where the climate is not really that dry, but not that wet either. So very mild South African climate. Actually, South Africa is a place for many, many, many interesting plants, succulents and non-succulents. So this is one of them. I really, really like it. The only thing with it that I don't like is that it's a relatively big plant. Here it is big, but potentially it can be even bigger. Not much bigger, but like a little bit taller, have more leaves. I think the most I saw is 8 leaves at the same time. But again, it can fluctuate, because if the plant is unhappy or stressed for some reason, it will produce less leaves. And just like with the other plants, I think the size of it will be restricted to the size of the pot. If I let it grow in a bigger pot, it might grow even larger. It is quite absorbing quite a lot of nutrients from the soil, because it has to grow a completely new plant from scratch basically every year. So it is important to transplant it sometimes, to give it a good soil, to give it something to eat. Okay, I hope you like it. This is one of my really, really favorite plants. Not necessarily because it's so decorative. It's just because it's a little bit weird, unusual, and because I have good memories with it. I am somehow emotionally attached to this plant. Okay? Thank you so very much for watching my video. Have an amazing day.